All right. I think that I am becoming live. Activate inner strength before the holidays. Yes, let's amplify our frequency, heal past family wounds, and reconnect with our voice and values. I'm so excited for this. As you all know, I'm a divine feminine mastery coach. I guide women into their potential as divine feminine leaders through awakened sexuality, ancient healing practices, and sexual freedom, which is so juicy. All right, let me make sure that I'm live here. So I absolutely love supporting women as they birth their soul's purpose into this reality, as they discover what their soul purpose is. And I do this through a fusion of dynamic coaching, ancient wisdom practices, divine guidance, and embracing sexual freedom and the power within the womb. So I'm really passionate about being part of our collective mystical sexual revolution, which I think is all about really being able to have no shame, fear, or guilt and access that creative spiritual energy and use it to manifest. And I really care about consciousness rising so that we can end suffering, have peace, collaborate, and release the patriarchal BS that has kept us stuck. All right, so let me see if I can see the chat here. Double check I have sound. Aha, the mic's way over here. Can you hear me? Let me know. Chat here. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. It says I have sound. I can see the chat now. Hey, so cool. Woohoo. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited to chat about some of this stuff. I really don't have a lot of notes. It's sometimes I like to have like a bunch of stuff, and today I don't. I was just at a ranch and I'm still warming up because it's a little cold outside. All right, awesome. So for healing past family wounds and reconnecting with our values and voice, I wanted to share a little bit about this because I did in the Speak Your Truth Challenge a video about my family and my journey and my evolution with my family and being able to hold space for them and love them regardless of what they may think or not think about me. I had a conversation with a friend at the park, and she thanked me afterwards because she realized that even if her family is judging her, she can still love them. And she realized that through the conversation that we had. And I said, yeah, I don't even know if my family is judging me or not, and I don't care, I can still love them. And so that kind of sparked a little bit of the Speak Your Truth Challenge when I was sharing about family. And I've had some pretty interesting things happen recently that I wanted to share. But yeah, since a lot of us are going into the holidays, a lot of us will be around people, maybe family members, and it can be triggering to be around people, especially for empaths. I don't know how many of you are also empaths, but I'm empathic and I absorb so much, and it's really helpful to have some tactics. So I have a couple tips for us. Let me see where the chat went. Oh, there it is. Yes. Always yes. I love that. That's a tip that wasn't planned, Soko, but like the frequency of yes. Yes, give me another orgasm. Like, yes, give me more soul aligned friends. Like, yes, right? Whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you're desiring. Yes. Speaking the yes. I love that. I don't know what you're saying yes to, but I just love that I read yes. Yes. Go on a rampage of yes. Okay, so let me switch this so I can see it. So one of the things that has helped me so much, and it's definitely still evolving for me, is having this inner voice, having my inner voice being 10,000 times louder than those outside of me. And that's something that's really hard to cultivate And just by saying, like, my voice is 10,000 times louder than those outside of me, really starts to amplify the frequency, as well as allow you to trust yourself more. And the more that you say that and think about, okay, like, what is my womb saying? What is my intuition saying? What is my heart saying? That is really helpful when around other people. Even if you're just scrolling, right? Remembering and not getting pulled away too much, but remembering, like, oh, how do I feel about this thing, right? And sometimes we reevaluate it. But I have found that to be a really powerful tactic, being around family and anytime out, is like, okay, my inner voice, I'm going to check in with my heart. I'm going to check in with my womb. I'm going to check in, and does this resonate or not? And it's really tapping back into that. And when you get to that space where your voice is becoming louder than those around you, you're really starting to follow your heart and open up channels for the universe to give, so that you can receive and give in a new and deep way. Let me just pull up the chat. So please let me know if you have any comments. Okay, so that is one tip I wanted to share. Another tip I wanted to share, that this is just a very helpful exercise for any relationship that has any turmoil ever. So say it's a family member or someone in your life that is super triggering to you for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but to write them a letter. And this is for you to release all of your emotions, which means that the letter might be kind of nasty or mean, like, or hurt, or, right? It's not stuff you're actually going to say to them, but it is stuff that you feel, and your feelings are valid and they need to be felt. So by writing this letter, you're allowing those feelings to come out. You're allowing it to get on paper, and then you can either throw it away, or I like to burn it. I really like to burn it. And you can write a separate letter on what you would actually say to the person. I think the first time I did this practice was 2013, maybe 2014. No, 2013. There was the situation where a couple people, it felt like they ganged up on me, and they were telling me all the things wrong with me, and it really hurt. And so I wrote each of those people that was in that meeting, if you will, a letter of what they said hurt me, how it upset me, right? And I burned those letters, and then I had conversations later based on my second letter. So when you're going into a family situation, if there's some family member that you have that's like, oh, I don't know, I'm still holding XYZ, I think XY, like, it needs to come out, it needs to flow. You want the energy to flow so that you can move on. I have a pretty good example. There's one family member I have that I was having a lot of, like, I couldn't tell what the energy was. I'm like, what is this energy? Why am I not happy to see this person? Like, what's going on? And I started to do a lot of self-reflection and asking myself, like, what's going on? And what I realized through the self-reflection and through the writing of, like, what I was feeling, writing it down, I realized that I was actually grieving the loss of the relationship I wish I could have with that family member. I really would like XYZ. I would really like this person to do this and to do this and feel this way and think this way and call me more, or whatever it was, right? And through the process, I realized I needed to grieve and release the desired relationship that I wish I had with that person, right? So I have been doing that now for a couple months, and it's cleared all the energy. Because what happened is, because they weren't doing what I would think would be ideal for this relationship, for us, the way that I wanted us to be, right? I wanted us to be closer. I want us to be closer, right? And so it was a process of letting that go and grieving this, like, ideal relationship that, in my opinion, right, not necessarily the other person's, but in my idea of, like, this is what it should look like, or how I would want it to be. Through grieving it, it freed me up to love that person even deeper for exactly who they are and actually get closer to the ideal relationship that I want to have with them. But when the energy was like sticky and I was like, oh, I don't know why I feel conflicted, then I couldn't actually show up and love them the way that I wanted to. And I needed to grieve the loss of what I wanted the relationship to be. Huge, really transformative. So I think that it's important to write the letters. If there's anyone in your life that you're having this with, and if not now, I'm sure it will in the future. So hold on to this gem, because it's important to identify what the feelings are and why you have them, and then take the proper action. In this case, it was grief. I needed to grieve. I needed to allow myself to be sad that it isn't the way I wanted it to be. And through that process, now I can love this family member so much more. And I already do. And I'm reaching out more, and I'm doing things that, I kind of wanted to happen, but the energy was conflicted, so I couldn't allow it to happen. So I hope that's a great example of that. Another thing that works if you just can't even talk to someone, and there's like, maybe it's not safe for you to talk to them or whatever, is to go into a meditation and visualize your higher self sitting with their higher self, and then have a conversation. And that has worked wonders for me over the last however many years, probably 10, at least 10, to be able to go into a space where their soul can hear my soul, and I can express what I need to express. And it feels like a release or a weight is lifted by doing that. So that's another tip if you're having any struggles in relationships. So these are tips to heal the past family wounds, or it could be any relationship wounds that these work for. So I hope that you're finding those helpful. And then I wanted to share a little bit about our voice and our values. So I did share about voice, like keeping your voice 10,000 times louder. And I wanted to share a little bit about values. Now, when you can write down like the 5 main values that you have for yourself in life and connect to those on a regular basis, it allows you to reconnect with your authentic self and your authentic voice. So for me, with my family, for a long time, I felt like rejected. I felt like the outcast. I felt judged. And that separated me from my family. And that's not fun, especially when you have a really tight, cool family, which I do. Very blessed, very grateful. And I still felt like, oh, I'm whatever. And I worked on that. I don't feel that way anymore. However, when I was reevaluating my values, one of my core values as a person is uniqueness. Okay, so if I'm different than my family, that is me in alignment with my values. And so when we connect with our values, it can allow us to show up more authentically or be okay with the way that we are showing up. So for a values exercise, I mean, there's tons online. You can type in Google values, you'll get a bunch of blogs, or you could do it on YouTube. But a great way is just to get a lot of lists of words, and then start to connect with, okay, what are my core, what are the core values of me, and then that allows you to stay, that inner voice to stay 10,000 times louder than those outside of yourself. So I hope that's helpful. Let's see here. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Where did my, oh, there it is. Just checking to see where the chat was. Wanted to make sure there's no comments. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that, or if those tips are helpful. So the tips, I also have a gift for you. I'm going to put this gift and talk about it a little bit into the chat. So forgiveness. If you think about things, feelings and ways of being and amplifying your frequency like a scale that you could move up, forgiveness is like the base at your heart before you can really move into a higher frequency. And if you haven't forgiven others or yourself, you're basically at a cap for frequency. Like you cannot expand until you really dive into forgiveness. So I have this beautiful booklet. I put it in the chat. You can download it. It's a 7-day practice. It's transformative. It will change your life. And there's like magic, but I can't really tell you about the magic. You have to experience the magic of doing this practice. And what it will do will allow you to release things you didn't even know that you were holding, and then your frequency can amplify. So that's a gift I have for you. And I highly suggest doing this starting tomorrow, because it's a morning and evening practice. Start tomorrow and you'll be complete by the holidays. And in that way, you'll be more freed to have your inner voice being 10,000 times louder, be more connected with your values, be able to speak your truth, and to heal in such a deep way from the past, family wounds and whatever it is, whatever relationship it is for you. I love relationships. Like, we are relational beings. We evolve through relationships, right? You are like the 5 people that you invest the most time with. And if you aren't keeping the frequency of the people around you isn't great, then that makes it really hard to evolve. Like, that's how relationally we are. Like, we look at society, look around, we would not have anything. We wouldn't be able to even go get some food from the grocery store without other people, without relationships, without community and collaboration. And so it's very important to evaluate your relationships and who you're the closest to and what's going on around them. I was talking to a friend this morning. They were texting me and they were saying how free they feel now that they are not in a relationship with someone that was not good for them. And I said, yeah, relationships, especially intimate relationships, like your closest relationships, it can be like alcohol or weed or something where it makes a fog. And if you have a fog, it creates stagnation. It doesn't help you rise and awaken and grow and learn. It can be that detrimental. And so it's really important to evaluate your relationships, and are they healthy, mutually beneficial, evolving relationships? That is my goal with my relationships, with my family, with my partner, with my friends, with my clients. Healthy, mutually beneficial, evolving relationship. Are we able to help each other grow in a healthy way? Can we give and receive feedback? Because other people see your blind spots and you don't see them because they're your blind spots, right? And so when we can share in a safe space, give some feedback to someone, that's beautiful. And so you want to have in your core circle relationships that are like that, and that will propel your evolution. So I'm very passionate about relationships. Especially when you're an empath, like if you're not careful with who's close to you, you can be sucking up all kinds of crap. Okay. So it's very important to check out your relationships, do a little bit of evaluation on them, and really connect with, are they, is this relationship in alignment for my highest good and for their highest good? Like, are we doing this? Is this evolving and mutually beneficial? So it's, and it can be harder sometimes with family. If you're going to go back for the holidays, which is why I wanted to share all these tips that have helped me over the years, because sometimes you're in a relationship with someone that you can't change, and that's fine, but you can change and you can amplify and you can be grounded and also activated in divine feminine awareness, connected to your womb, connected to your values, connected to your purpose, and moving in that direction. I trust that this was really helpful for you and inspiring, and that you do the forgiveness practice if you haven't. And if you haven't done it in a year, because I know a lot of us did it in 2020, December 2020 as a challenge, do it again. I try to do it every year because it's so powerful and stuff happens and there's new people to forgive and there's new ways to forgive yourself. And that practice keeps on giving. It keeps your frequency clear so that you can continue to evolve. So that is the gift. If you'd like to have a heart-to-heart chat and talk about how your relationships are going, how your divine feminine leadership is going, your purpose, your dharma, anything that's in this umbrella of divine feminine, which is sexuality, relationships, and spiritual evolution, I guide women into their potential as divine feminine leaders. And it's my honor and it's my joy, because more women that are empowered in their purpose, their soul's purpose and their dharma, and able to manifest, right? We're clearing this relationship energy and the sexual blocks and all of this stuff so that we can live our soul's purpose. And I don't know about you, but I know some pretty awesome women. A lot of the women are in this group, and your dharmas, your soul's dharmas are so beautiful. Like, you are leaders. And even if it's just in your family, if you're not leading or coaching other people yet, like we can change the world, especially westernized women who are stepping into their power. We can together collaboratively stop poverty, like stop sexual abuse, stop the women that I know are making the most amazing businesses and nonprofits. And it's all about us getting that voice clear, getting our connection to the divine clear, getting our connection to the womb and the earth clear, so that we can serve and love. That is why we came back, to serve with our unique gifts and abilities and to love. So I'm really passionate about this. If you want to talk about it, I would love to hold space for you and we can have a heart-to-heart chat. And otherwise, I would love to see you at the winter solstice event that I'm doing next Wednesday. It's a free event. It's donation. If you want to donate, great. If not, great. So we're going to have a ceremony and then meditation together. And I'm so looking forward to it. So. Oh, I see, Elaine, you just got here. Well, it's fine. Thanks for being here. You know, it happens. Tech. Yeah, please let me know if you have any other comments or questions before I hop off. Clicked on the link early and didn't. Yeah. I know. Always room to evolve with the tech, that's for sure. Links and emails and all the fun, juicy things. But yeah, I would love to hear if you already know, if you're watching this later, do #replay. And then anyone watching now, like, if you know what one of your core values is, put it in the chat. Like right now, we'll just do this. I mean, one of mine is uniqueness, which was kind of weird. I didn't think that was, I didn't want that to be one of my values kind of, but it really is. And it's allowed me to own my uniqueness with my family by connecting with that value and really coming into alignment with it. Another one for me is connection. I love being connected to other women, to my partner, to my son, at a dance, you know, all types of connection. Connection is one of my core values. Like, if I don't feel connected and to the divine, my relationship with the divine, right? If I don't feel connected, something is off, right? I feel out of alignment with my core values. Luckily, I have lots of tactics for feeling connected. But yeah, I would love to hear in the chat if you know some of your core values, or you think, oh, it might be this. It's just a chat on a comment in a group. So it's fine if it's like, oh, maybe that's not quite it. Put it in there and speak it. Let the universe know, like, yes, this is one of my core values. And you can always change it. It's not like whatever. Oh, Elaine, one of yours is uniqueness too. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So she said, I honor it and my family has learned to love me for it. Oh, so this is why we're all such tight friends. So goes one of hers is connection. Yeah. Yeah, we got this connection and uniqueness. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I think, Elaine, you weren't on the live yet. That's what I was saying is like by owning my uniqueness, it allowed me to love myself more for the way that I show up with my family. Like, it's okay if I'm different. Like, that's kind of one of my core values. Like, why was it causing me so much trouble in my young 20s? I don't know. Maybe because I was trying to figure out life. Let me love this comment. I love that, Soko. Yeah, and like I said, anyone watching later, do hashtag replay and share one of your core values if you're willing, because I think it's great. So in conclusion, I guess, if you guys don't have any more comments, hopefully I'll see you at the winter solstice event. I know, Elaine, you have to watch it later, so I will record it for you. Yeah, just, you got this, right? Going into the holidays, different people, different things happening, different triggers, like materialism can sometimes trigger me. Like, I want to give people gifts, but I don't really want to participate in materialism. So it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I would love to hear Soko or Elaine, if you found any tactics around that. It's like, I don't want to go to the store and buy things, but I like to make things. But, it's like, this comes up for me every year. I'm like, oh, okay, how do I show the love and give the gift and not participate in like, everybody rush to the store and buy all the things that we don't need? Yes. I'm so happy that you have the crazy aunt title. Yes, I'm gonna love that comment too. I'm so happy you do. Yeah, I'm hoping that I have a little nephew now who's about a month old, and I have a niece who is almost, well, she's 1 3/4. She's gonna be 2 on my birthday. And I really hope that I get to be their crazy aunt. Oh, yeah, giving the gift of listening and giving an affirmation or self-care practice. Yeah, that's what, like, one year I gave everybody tongue scrapers. That was kind of fun. Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up, Soko. She said sharing wisdom is a gift. Yeah. And sometimes, it's not received that way, or yes, that one can be a little tricky. So what I've done with my family is, because there's always intuitively a lot that comes through when I'm with anyone, but especially when I'm with my family members, of things that I could share. And I've gotten very, I want to say very good. I've gotten much better at waiting to be asked for my opinion or my advice or my wisdom, because otherwise I'm giving it out and it's like over the head or just falling to the wayside, and then it's a waste of my energy. So that's something that I've learned, and it's really interesting because I do have a couple people that will ask, like, Neve, I really want to know what you think about this, or and then I'm like, ooh, this is my moment to share the wisdom now. So yeah, it's not your problem if they can't receive it, but you can change a life if they do. Yeah, it is. It's, I know, talking to one of my family members about self-care and taking care of yourself. And, it's, it's a journey, it's a process. And I definitely, when I first found out about Ayurveda, like, was so in love with Ayurveda and how much it was changing my life and my energy, that I wanted to share it with everyone. And I was like bombarding my family with Ayurveda stuff. And now it's, I just wait. And it's really, my parents are the coolest because they are on this evolution journey. They're doing Ayurveda. And my dad is so cute because he'll be like about to ask me a question and then like answer his own question, kind of like we were talking about on the coaching call, where it's like, if you speak it out loud, your question or your thought or whatever, a lot of times you get your own higher self's answer back. It comes through. So I've been seeing that with my dad a lot, which is super cute. Let me see here. Last year, one of the gifts we gave was a card showing we donated to animal to a poor family in their name. Goat, chicken, etc. Aw, that's so sweet. Yeah, it's kind of a navigating the materialism is fun. So Anyways, thank you ladies for being here. I don't want to take too much more of your time. But yeah, I would love to hear everyone in the replay, hashtag replay, and then what is your core value? And if you're just joining, looks like someone is just joining, listen back. I left a couple really beautiful tips and gems for holding high frequency through the holidays, especially around family, how to heal past family wounds and really connect with your voice and your values. So I love you all. I think that I feel complete. And let me know what your values are. We can chat about it in the comments. And I'll see you all soon. All right. Bye for now. I love you, ladies.